On this episode of Jeffito's Movie Blog, I give a spoiler-free review of Blade Runner 2049, and we're getting started right now. Welcome back to Jeffito's Movie Blog. I'm Jeff Malicki, and if you love movies as much as I do, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I bring you movie news, movie reviews, trailer reaction videos, box office predictions, and so much more. So hit that subscribe button, and then click the little bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. Officer K, a new Blade Runner for the Los Angeles Police Department, unearths a long-buried secret that has the potential to plunge what's left of society into chaos. His discovery leads him on a quest to find Rick Deckard, a former Blade Runner who's been missing for 30 years. Blade Runner 2049 stars Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, Robin Wright, Jared Leto, and Ana de Armas. It is rated R for violence, some sexuality, nudity, and language. Blade Runner 2049 is of course a sequel to the 1982 film Blade Runner by Ridley Scott that was a disappointment when it was first released, but has since gone on to be a cult classic, influencing countless filmmakers and movies ever since. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is going to be a hard movie to talk about without spoilers, because honestly, the entire plot of this movie could be considered a spoiler. Something is revealed early on, like within the first 5 or 10 minutes, that impacts the rest of the story going forward. I did not see that coming at all. It's not hinted at in the trailers or anything, but it's a very interesting take, and super compelling, and it just blasts you right into the movie. This movie is a sequel that adds to the lore. There's a lot of world building, and it feels like the world of Blade Runner. It starts with a black screen, with text setting up and explaining what happened since the first film up to this film, and then boom, you are dropped into this world, and it does not let go for its entire runtime. Because this movie is going to be so difficult to talk about without getting into spoilers, I'm just going to hit some of the things that I liked, a few things that I didn't like, and just go from there. I'm not going to talk too much about the story or the plot or anything like that, because I feel that the more blind that you are going into this film, the more enjoyment that you will get out of it. This movie is directed wonderfully by Denis Villeneuve. Now, he's done movies such as Prisoners, Sicario, Arrival. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite filmmakers, and anytime that his name is attached to a project, suddenly that's going to pique my interest, because everything that he does I have really enjoyed. The cinematography by Roger Deakins is Oscar-worthy. He's been nominated a few times, never won. If he does not win for this movie, then there's something wrong with the Academy, because this movie is gorgeous to look at. The sound design and score and soundtrack was brilliant. I loved the way that this movie sounded. This movie has glorious production values. It's totally engrossing. The visual effects are so groundbreaking, so innovative, so game-changing, and so wonderful to look at. It is truly a feast for the eyes. The performances are great all around. Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, Robin Wright, Jared Leto. The girl that plays Ryan Gosling's partner, love interest, whatever her name is. All of them did a fantastic job. This film tells an incredible story that is beautiful to look at, despite its dystopian futuristic setting. And the movie demands that you pay attention to every detail, from the first frame throughout the entire runtime. It is absolutely worth seeing on the biggest screen possible with the best sound system possible. Now, despite me heaping a lot of praise on this movie, there are a few drawbacks. First off, it is very much so a sci-fi film, so it's not going to be for everyone. It's also 2 hours and 43 minutes long, so by the time that you add in the trailers and commercials and whatever, you're going to be sitting there for 3 hours. So just be prepared for that, and maybe skip the large soda. That said, while sometimes you do feel the length, there isn't really anything that I would have cut or trimmed. And by the same token, even though it is so long, at no point did I check my watch. At no point was I ready to get up and leave. It is a very captivating film, and again, it demands that you pay close attention to everything from beginning to end. Now, this movie is a little bit of a slow burn, but again, it's totally compelling and totally engaging. You are constantly trying to figure out what's going on. You're along for the ride as Ryan Gosling's detective tries to figure everything out. It's not absolutely necessary to watch the first film before going into this one. It does do a decent job of setting up the world that it plays in, and I do think that the movie can be enjoyed on face value. However, with that said, if you're familiar with the first film, it enhances your enjoyment of this movie probably 1,000-fold. Overall, I'm going to give Blade Runner 2049 a perfect 5 out of 5. This is not a perfect movie, even though I did give it the perfect 5 out of 5, but any flaws that I have are so minuscule and so nitpicky, and are easily outweighed by the fact that I thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of this film. This is one of the rare sequels that is actually better than its predecessor. I walked out of the theater wanting to see it again immediately. Even if you aren't a fan of science fiction, if you're a movie lover at all, you will appreciate the technical marvel that is this movie. Again, the entire production design, the sound design, the cinematography, the performances, the direction. I cannot heap enough praise on this movie. So those are my thoughts on Blade Runner 2049. Have you seen it yet? If so, what did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and also let me know what some of your favorite sci-fi films are. And again, because this movie is so difficult to talk about without getting into spoilers, I'm considering doing another in-depth spoiler-filled discussion about this film in the next week or so. As long as you're here, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. Links for those are down in the description down below. Also, if you like what I'm doing on my channel and want to help to support future videos, head on over to my Patreon page and consider becoming a Patreon supporter. It's totally voluntary. If that's something that you want to do, that's awesome, and I greatly appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. I'm just happy that you're here watching and enjoying my videos here on YouTube. That's going to wrap things up here on this episode of Jeffito's Movie Blog. Thank you so much as always for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.